Some actors give great performances. And then there's Leonardo DiCaprio, a man so dedicated to his craft he literally wrestled a bear, got stranded at sea twice, and spent years trying to escape the friend zone at the Oscars. From psychological thrillers that melted our brains to heart-wrenching dramas that made us question life itself, we're ranking the 10 essential Leonardo DiCaprio movies that prove why he's one of Hollywood's greatest. So grab some popcorn, practice your intense staring face, and let's dive into the DiCaprio cinematic universe. 10. Gangs of New York, 2002. Based on Herbert Asbury's 1927 nonfiction novel of the same name, Gangs of New York follows a group of Irish immigrants protesting against low wages amid a long-running Catholic-Protestant feud that erupts into violence. Leonardo DiCaprio stars in the leading role of Amsterdam Vallon with a supporting performance from Daniel Day-Lewis. Scorsese crafts a spectacular period piece, speckling fine political points along the way to demonstrate his mastery as a director. Every scene is laden with exquisite cinematography and production design, heightened by gritty performances from the entire cast. DiCaprio turns in a phenomenal performance as a young Irish immigrant, with equally enigmatic work from Day-Lewis, who gives an electrifying rendition of William Poole as Bill, the butcher Cutting. 9. Romeo and Juliet, 1996. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet is a dazzling modern reimagining of the Shakespeare classic, set in Verona Beach. With the original Shakespearean dialogue intact, the film follows the iconic star-crossed lovers, Romeo Montague DiCaprio and Juliet Capulet Claire Danes, as they fall in love with each other despite their families' disdain for one another. Audiences may know what happened at the climax of the story, but Luhrmann updates the story with striking visuals and an iconic soundtrack. DiCaprio's performance as Romeo captures the fiery passion of the character, making him an ideal romantic lead for this modernized adaptation. Despite reports of a feud, his chemistry with Claire Danes is electric, even with the original dialogue which flowed naturally in the modern setting. Luhrmann's bold directorial vision brings Shakespeare's story to life in a way that is accessible and engaging, especially for younger audiences, without sacrificing the depth of the original material. 8. Shutter Island, 2010. Leonardo DiCaprio stars as Deputy Marshal Teddy Daniels in Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island. The film follows an investigation at a psychiatric facility off the coast of Boston Harbor, situated on a remote, windswept island that poses the question of a patient's implausible disappearance. For all the haunting imagery and clever storytelling, Shutter Island represents Martin Scorsese at his best. DiCaprio gives an unapologetically thrilling performance in his depiction of grief and tragedy, heightening every emotion of the presumed truth with maximum psychic dread and confusion. Blending the neo-noir components of classic filmmaking with the psychological elements of modern cinema, Shutter Island is a masterfully made mystery/thriller. 7. Inception, 2010. In Inception, Leonardo DiCaprio stars as Dom Cobb, a skilled thief specializing in extracting secrets from within the subconscious during the dream state. When offered a chance to erase his criminal record and reunite with his family, Cobb accepts an ambitious job, performing Inception, planting an idea in someone's mind instead of stealing one. Cobb assembles a team to enter the dream of a business heir, but as the layers of dreams deepen, his own subconscious threatens to unravel the mission. Christopher Nolan's ambitious cerebral blockbuster needed a leading actor with DiCaprio's talents to anchor the film and make it believable, and he nailed this performance perfectly. DiCaprio brings intensity and vulnerability that's needed for the character, while leading the star-studded ensemble with grace. Without his performance, audiences probably would not be discussing the film's memorable ending until today. Inception was a critical and commercial triumph, grossing over $800 million worldwide and earning 4 Academy Awards. The film is DiCaprio's second biggest hit, just behind a certain billion-dollar epic film. 6. The Revenant, 2015. Set in the brutal wilderness of the early 19th century, Alejandro G. Inarritu's The Revenant tells the story of Hugh Glass, DiCaprio, a frontiersman who is left for dead after being savagely mauled by a bear and betrayed by his fellow expedition member, John Fitzgerald Tom Hardy. Fueled by an unrelenting will to survive and a thirst for justice, Glass endures unimaginable physical and emotional trials to exact his revenge. DiCaprio's portrayal of Glass earned him his long-awaited first Academy Award for Best Actor. His performance displayed his physical acting ability, with intense, raw emotions and minimal dialogue. The bear attack sequence is a harrowing sequence and is the film's most memorable moment. Inarritu's meticulous direction, combined with Emmanuel Lubezki's use of natural light, creates an immersive experience that feels haunting and poetic. The film's 12 Academy Award nominations and its success at the box office underscore its status as a must-see film, as well as a career-defining moment for DiCaprio. 5. Titanic, 1997. James Cameron's Titanic is an epic romance that follows the ill-fated love story of two people from different worlds, Jack Dawson, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Rose DeWitt Bukater, Kate Winslet. Meeting aboard the Titanic during its doomed maiden voyage, the pair striked an unlikely romance despite their differences. The situation grows more complicated as Rose is set to marry the rich Cal Hockley, Billy Zane. As the Titanic collides with an iceberg, their fateful love is put to the ultimate test. With breathtaking visuals and an emotional story, Cameron delivers a cinematic masterpiece that balances historical grandeur with intimate storytelling, which inspired a lot of copycats. DiCaprio's unforgettable portrayal of Jack catapulted his status to global stardom, and his chemistry with Winslet turned the film into a cultural phenomenon. Titanic earned a monumental achievement in filmmaking, with 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and a staggering $2.2 billion worth of tickets. The film's sweeping scope, historical detail, and timeless love story, depicted by DiCaprio and Winslet, put the film in many audiences' hearts to this day. 4. Catch Me If You Can, 2002. Directed by Steven Spielberg, Catch Me If You Can is based on the true story of Frank Abagnale Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, a teenage con artist who became one of the most successful fraudsters in U.S. history. Frank forges millions of dollars in checks while posing as a pilot, a doctor, and even a lawyer, using his charm and intelligence to stay one step ahead of the authorities. FBI agent Carl Hanratty, Tom Hanks, is tasked to capture him, leading him on a cat-and-mouse chase across the globe. Catch Me If You Can is one of Spielberg's finest films. The lead performances from DiCaprio and Tom Hanks are irresistible. DiCaprio's ability to effortlessly transition between deception and sincerity gives the character depth, making Frank both likable and tragic. Paired with Hanks' grounded performance, the two actors create a compelling dynamic that makes the story exciting to follow. With a lively John Williams score that adds an extra layer of charm, the film is not only a critically acclaimed caper, but also an entertaining film beloved by audiences. 3. The Departed, 2006. A remake of an acclaimed Hong Kong crime drama Infernal Affairs, The Departed transported the story to Boston's underworld, following two men on opposite sides of the law. Billy Costigan, DiCaprio, an undercover cop infiltrating the Irish mob led by Frank Costello, Jack Nicholson, and Colin Sullivan, Matt Damon, a mob mole embedded in the Massachusetts State Police. Directed by Martin Scorsese, the film also stars Mark Wahlberg, Vera Farmiga, and Martin Sheen. In his third collaboration with Scorsese, DiCaprio captures the desperation of a man trapped between his duty and the weight of his double life. The film's star-studded cast, including Nicholson, Damon, and Wahlberg, complements his performance, creating a layered and dynamic ensemble. Nevertheless, the gripping gangster thriller earned Scorsese his long-awaited Oscar for Best Director and also took home the Best Picture trophy. 2. Django Unchained, 2012. Quentin Tarantino's irreverent Western Django Unchained follows Django, Jamie Foxx, a freed slave who teams up with German bounty hunter Dr. King Schultz, Christoph Waltz, to rescue his wife, Broomhilda, Kerry Washington, from the cruel plantation owner Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio. As Django learns the art of bounty hunting from Schultz, their journey brings them face to face with the horrors of slavery and the brutality of Candy's estate. Calvin Candy marks the rare occasion where DiCaprio plays the antagonist. DiCaprio masterfully conveys the character's charm, cruelty, and decadence, making Candy one of the most unsettling villains in Tarantino's universe. The director's signature long scene enabled DiCaprio to play freely alongside Fox, Waltz, and Tarantino's frequent collaborator Samuel L. Jackson, leading to the infamous incident where he kept on acting despite injuring his hand. While DiCaprio didn't score a nomination for this film, his next work with Tarantino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood earned him a nod. 1. The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. The Wolf of Wall Street chronicles the rise and fall of Jordan Belfort DiCaprio, a stockbroker who achieves staggering wealth through fraudulent schemes on Wall Street. Based on Belfort's memoir, the film follows his transformation from a hungry, ambitious young trader to a hedonistic tycoon addicted to power, drugs, and excess. As Belfort amasses fortune and influence, the authorities start to close in, leading him closer to his eventual downfall. DiCaprio delivers one of the most dynamic performances of his career, displaying his charisma to embody Belfort's charm and also his physical acting. Working once again with Scorsese, DiCaprio is able to simultaneously make the character magnetic and detestable. His interactions with the ensemble that includes Jonah Hill and Margot Robbie elevate the film further, adding depth and humor to the debauchery. This controversial, high-octane, no-holds-barred masterpiece remains a cornerstone in modern cinema and an essential showcase of DiCaprio's unmatched talent. And that, my friends, was a masterclass in DiCaprio greatness. Whether he was a stock market wolf, a dream-hopping con artist, or just a guy who really should have fit on that raft, Leo always delivered. But what's your favorite DiCaprio performance? Did we miss one that deserves a spot? Drop a comment, and let's talk cinema. And before you vanish like a dream in Inception, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic rankings, and hit that notification bell like you're alerting the Academy to finally give Leo more Oscars. Alright, I'm off to rewatch Shutter Island and pretend I understand it better this time.